English podcast by Ecsplicite. Hello, today we're crossing the Atlantic and we're going stateside. That's a way of saying to the United States, where our Irish colleague Jenny has been visiting our American colleague Regina. Our topic is about the impressions we first have when we travel somewhere new. So let's check in with my colleague Regina and Jenny, who has just gone stateside for the first time.
Hey y'all, welcome to my podcast about South Carolina. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Jenny Hewitt. She came to visit me, and this was her first visit to the United States, and of course her first visit to the South, particularly South Carolina. So I'm just going to ask Jenny some questions. I want to get her impressions. So Jenny, well, first of all, say hi to my audience.
Hi.
What's your first, what's the thing that really stands out for you?
Notice here that Regina uses the expression stands out. What's the thing that really stands out for you? To stand out is to be noticeably different.
What's the thing that stands out the most for you?
Can you imagine what Jenny is going to describe that stands out most for her? Is it A, the food, B, the people, or C, the customs and behaviour?
Probably on arrival, American airports are set up in a completely different way from what I've been used to in Europe. Completely different organisations, still haven't understood it. It was very complex, and yet there were so many staff, employees, people are really super friendly and have an excellent sense of customer service. Also, probably the presence of the American flag, or sometimes the Confederate flag, outside churches, outside service stations, outside people's homes.
Jenny talks about an airport setup, which is a kind of organisation. She goes on to explain her surprise at the presence of the Confederate flag. That's the flag that was first used by the southern states during the American Civil War in the 1860s. Let's listen now to another feature that stood out for her.
Also, people's friendliness, the easy contact with people, very welcoming. And they're also around the properties, the houses and the streets, everything's clean. In fact, it's super welcoming, super clean, super friendly, super customer service.
So Jenny noticed the airport setup and the easy contact with people who are super welcoming and super friendly. Here she uses the word super to amplify a description. Regina again.
So Jenny, if there was one thing that you would want French people to know about the United States, like maybe a misconception that they have that you think needs clarifying, what would that be?
A misconception may be a stereotype or a received idea that is false.
When I ate at other people's homes, Americans have much more variety, I would say, than what I've seen in Europe of healthy food, more organic food. That may be an image that, compared to perhaps in France, where there's the art of cooking and it's part of the art of living, that there could be the conception that Americans don't eat as well as the French do.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, thank you so much, Jenny, and I hope you have a good flight going back.
Did you notice the expression, I hope you have a good flight? This is very common as a way of wishing someone well before a long journey. So let's recap on the vocabulary from today. Stateside is an expression for the United States. Something that is noticeably different stands out. And a way a place is organised can be called a setup. Jenny emphasised her description using the word super, as in super friendly or super welcoming. We call a false idea or stereotype a misconception. And finally, have a good flight is a very common way to wish someone a safe journey. So, to come back to our question, what did Jenny notice that was outstanding? Was it A, the food, B, the people, or C, the customs and behaviour? Well, I would say that it was all three. Wouldn't you? Thanks for listening. Bye for now.